Welcome back to our channel on this beautiful day. We are absolutely thrilled to dive deep into the latest, most explosive developments unfolding in Los Angeles, bringing you the most comprehensive analysis of the drama that keeps us all on the edge of our seats. Grab your favorite beverage, settle in, and let us explore the intricate web of power, betrayal, and family loyalty that is currently shattering the foundations of the fashion world. The landscape of Los Angeles is undergoing a seismic shift, one that threatens to permanently alter the balance of power that has defined the fashion industry for decades. For years, the fundamental dynamic at the heart of our beloved drama has been the tense, often toxic interplay between the aristocratic Forrester family and the ambitious, resilient Logan clan. The Logans, originally hailing from the San Fernando Valley, have spent a lifetime fighting for their place at the table, often enduring the condescension and outright hostility of the Beverly Hills elite. Steffy Forrester set the precedent, viewing the Logan women as interlopers, and that generational disdain has been inherited by Steffy Forrester Finnegan. But what happens when the Logans stop asking for acceptance and start demanding absolute submission? The answer lies in the terrifying transformation of Hope Logan Spencer, a woman who has finally reached her breaking point and is now dragging her entire family into an unprecedented civil war. The catalyst for this monumental shift has been brewing for months, culminating in Steffy Forrester Finnegan's tyrannical decision to repeatedly sideline the Hope for the future line in favor of Era Forrester's couture. For Hope, this was not merely a business decision. It was a profound personal insult, a declaration that her life's work, her values, and her very identity were disposable in the eyes of the Forrester monarchy. Steffy's condescending leadership style, her refusal to acknowledge Hope's contributions, and her blatant favoritism have pushed Hope past the point of no return. The sweet, accommodating, ever-forgiving Hope Logan is dead. In her place stands a radicalized, cold, and fiercely ambitious woman who has realized that playing by the rules of her oppressors will only result in her perpetual subjugation. Hope has decided that the only way to survive in the Forrester empire is to conquer it, and she is using her mother, Brooke Logan Forrester, as the ultimate weapon in a hostile takeover for the co-CEO seat. Watching this terrifying evolution unfold is Donna Logan, the perennial peacemaker and the emotional heart of the Logan family. Donna has always been the sister who prioritizes harmony, the one who tries to smooth over the rough edges of Brooke's scandals and Katie's fierce independence. She has spent her life fiercely protecting her sisters and her nieces, believing that the strength of the Logan family lies in their unbreakable bond. But as she watches Hope orchestrate a corporate bloodbath, Donna realizes that the family she has fought so hard to keep together is fracturing beyond repair. The collateral damage of Hope's crusade is not just Steffy and Ridge. It is Katie Logan Spencer, who is currently building her own fashion empire with Bill Spencer, and who views Brooke's sudden power play as a direct threat to her own success. The Logan family is being torn apart from the inside out, and Donna knows she must intervene before the damage becomes irreversible. The confrontation between Donna and Hope is a masterclass in emotional devastation, a scene that perfectly encapsulates the tragic trajectory of the Logan family. Donna approaches her niece not as a corporate adversary, but as a desperate aunt pleading for the soul of the child she helped raise. She begs Hope to stop this relentless war against Steffy, to lay down her weapons and salvage the unity of the Logan family. Donna's voice trembles with genuine fear and heartbreak as she articulates the catastrophic consequences of Hope's ambition. She warns Hope that this hostile takeover is destroying the relationship between Brooke and Katie, pitting sister against sister in a battle for supremacy. Donna implores Hope to remember who she is, to remember the compassion and the grace that have always defined her character. She asks Hope to be the bigger person, to step away from the toxicity of Forrester creations and preserve the blood ties that matter more than any corporate title or fashion line. But Donna is met with a reaction that chills her to the bone. She expects to see a flicker of hesitation in Hope's eyes, a moment of guilt or self-reflection. Instead, she is met with a wall of absolute terrifying coldness. Hope looks at her aunt not with love or understanding, but with the detached calculation of a predator evaluating a nuisance. The warmth that once radiated from Hope has been entirely extinguished, replaced by a hardened, cynical resolve. Hope does not raise her voice. She does not throw a tantrum. Her calmness is what makes her response so utterly devastating. She listens to Donna's desperate pleas and dismisses them with a wave of her hand, treating the preservation of their family unity as a trivial inconvenience, standing in the way of her ultimate goal. Hope's response to Donna is a chilling manifesto that redefines the entire history of the Logan family. She looks her aunt dead in the eye and declares that the endless concessions of the past generations are the exact reason why the Forresters have always looked down on them. Hope dissects decades of family history with ruthless precision. She points out how Brooke has spent her entire life apologizing for her existence, constantly extending olive branches to a family that has never truly respected her. She highlights how Katie has always had to fight for scraps of validation, only to be pushed aside whenever it suited the Forrester agenda. Hope argues that the Logan women have been conditioned to be grateful for whatever crumbs of power the Forresters throw their way, and that this deeply ingrained subservience is a generational curse that she intends to break permanently. The time for olive branches is over, Hope declares with chilling finality. She tells Donna that playing the victim, taking the high road, and seeking compromise have yielded nothing but humiliation and marginalization. Hope asserts that the Forresters do not respect kindness. They only respect power. Therefore, she is no longer interested in coexistence or harmony. This is the era of domination. Hope's vision is clear and uncompromising. She does not just want a seat at the table. She wants to own the table. She wants to see Steffy stripped of her authority, forced to answer to the very women she has spent her life belittling. Hope's ambition is no longer just about saving Hope for the future. It is about enacting a historical vengeance, a complete inversion of the power dynamic that has defined Los Angeles fashion for half a century. Donna is left absolutely paralyzed by this declaration. As she stares at her niece, she realizes with horrifying clarity that Hope is losing her soul to blind ambition. The sweet girl who once championed moral causes and sought to bring light into the world has been consumed by a dark, insatiable thirst for power. Donna sees the ghosts of Stephanie Forrester and Bill Spencer in Hope's eyes, a terrifying amalgamation of ruthlessness and strategic cruelty. She realizes that Hope is willing to sacrifice anything, including the love and trust of her own family, to achieve her goals. The realization that Hope views her own mother, Brooke, not as a parent to be protected, but as a strategic asset to be deployed on the corporate battlefield, sickens Donna to her core. The psychological shift in Hope is not just a personal tragedy. It is the catalyst for an unprecedented civil war within the Logan family. By pushing Brooke to launch a hostile takeover for the co-CEO position, Hope has inadvertently placed a massive target on Katie's back. Katie, having just launched a massively successful fashion line with Bill Spencer utilizing Eric Forster's designs, is already in a precarious position. When Liam Spencer leaks the news of Brooke's power play to Katie and Bill, the Logan camp is thrown into absolute panic. Katie realizes that if Brooke and Ridge unite to control the Forrester empire, they will have the infinite resources and the vindictive motivation to crush her fledgling brand. The sisters are no longer just estranged. They are active combatants in a corporate war, with Hope pulling the strings from the shadows. Faced with the imminent destruction of her family, Donna realizes that passive observation is no longer an option. Her pleas to Hope have fallen on deaf ears, and her attempts to reason with Brooke have been overshadowed by Hope's radicalizing influence. Donna knows that she must take drastic, covert action to stop Hope before the damage becomes permanent. Driven by a desperate need to save her family from itself, Donna makes a fateful decision. She secretly reaches out to Katie Logan Spencer. This alliance is born not of malice, but of absolute necessity. Donna knows that Katie is the only person with the intelligence, the resources, and the ruthlessness required to counter Hope's terrifying new strategy. The secret communication between Donna and Katie marks a turning point in this sprawling saga. Donna, usually the transparent and honest sister, is forced to operate in the shadows, betraying Brooke and Hope's trust in order to save their souls. She details Hope's chilling manifesto to Katie, explaining that Hope is no longer operating out of a desire for fairness, but out of a dark need for domination. Donna warns Katie that Hope will not stop until she controls everything, and that Katie's new fashion brand will inevitably become collateral damage in Hope's war against Steffy. Donna pleads with Katie to help her find a way to neutralize Hope's influence over Brooke, to break the spell of ambition that is driving their sister toward a catastrophic confrontation. Katie, already defensive and emboldened by her recent massive success with Bill, receives Donna's warning with a mixture of horror and grim validation. Katie has always harbored deep-seated insecurities regarding Brooke, often feeling overshadowed and underappreciated by her older sister. Her recent rejection of Brooke's superficial olive branch was a declaration of independence, a refusal to accept a transactional peace treaty that lacked genuine respect. Now, armed with Donna's intelligence, Katie realizes that her instincts were entirely correct. Brooke's olive branch was not a gesture of family unity. It was a distraction, a way to pacify Katie while Hope maneuvered Brooke into a position of absolute power. The alliance between Katie and Donna sets the stage for a deeply complex and tragic conflict. Katie and Bill Spencer must now formulate a defensive strategy to protect their empire from the impending Forster-Logan juggernaut, while simultaneously trying to extract Brooke from Hope's manipulative grasp. Bill, who has always relished a corporate bloodbath, is more than willing to go to war against Ridge and Steffy. But fighting Brooke is an entirely different emotional landscape for Katie. The sisters are trapped in a web of conflicting loyalties, past traumas, and raw ambition. The Logan family, once a beacon of solidarity against the elitism of the Forresters, is now tearing itself apart with a ferocity that even Stephanie Forrester could never have orchestrated. The tragedy of this situation lies in the profound irony of Hope's actions. In her desperate, radicalized quest to defeat the Forresters and demand respect, Hope has adopted the very tactics and the very cruelty that she once despised in Steffy. She has become a mirror image of her oppressor, a cold, calculating executive who views people as pawns and family as a vulnerability. Hope's declaration that the era of olive branches is over is not just a corporate strategy. It is the death knell of her own innocence. She is destroying the moral foundation of the Logan family in order to save it, burning down the village to claim the throne. As the days unfold, the tension in Los Angeles reaches a boiling point. The corridors of Forrester Creations and the sleek offices of the new Logan brand have become heavily fortified bunkers in a war that spans generations. Carter Walton's prophetic warnings to Ridge and Steffy echo through the halls, a grim reminder that their executive hubris has unleashed a monster they can no longer control. Ridge is paralyzed by the realization that he must choose between his daughter's authority and his wife's ambition, while Steffy fumes in isolation, slowly realizing that her condescension has birthed an adversary capable of destroying her legacy. But the true heartbreak remains centered on Donna Logan. She stands in the crossfire of this monumental clash, watching the sisters and the niece she loves more than life itself engage in a battle of mutual, assured destruction. Her secret alliance with Katie is a desperate gamble, a last-ditch effort to pull Hope back from the abyss of her own ambition. But as Hope continues to march forward, her eyes fixed on the co-CEO chair, her heart hardened against the pleas of her family, one thing becomes chillingly clear. The Logan Civil War has only just begun, and the casualties will be devastating. The fashion world watches with bated breath, knowing that when the dust finally settles, the landscape of power, love, and family in Los Angeles will be unrecognizable.